Sure, of course. So Rally Assets, maybe to take you back to the comment I made earlier, used to be called Purpose Capital. Purpose Capital was one of the leading companies that started almost 10 years ago when impact investing was really first coined as a phrase. I think it goes back to 2008 by the Rockefeller Foundation that term got coined, and was really there from the very outset. And its focus was primarily advisory or consulting services that they would provide to a range of organizations, primarily foundations who are already mission-based, but also high net worth individuals, family offices, and other organizations. And then what we have done is we have now taken Purpose Capital, which is an advisory firm, and we've now built upon it the capacity to actually go out and invest capital for impact in addition to the advisory services that we continue to offer. And so let me sort of make that a little bit more specific. Someone came to us, and generally now we're focused on parties that have capital that want to invest for impact. So if someone came to us and said, hey, I've heard something about impact investing, I want to learn more about it, we would essentially be the party they would go to as a subject matter expert to guide them through that entire journey, which might be to go to their boards or their investment committees or to the executive director, if it's a foundation or a charity, and say, let's walk you through what impact investing is, what it's designed to do, how to go about doing it. So we've got a number of public resources that we provide called Open Impact, Foundation 2.0, master classes, content to learn about impact investing. Once someone says, I want to learn more, then we go through a process of identifying what we call, and you would know this in your courses, a theory of change, of sort of the process by which they hope to affect a certain group, how they perceive the outcome they're trying to achieve, and go through a learning process where we do a deep dive to understand that. Then it would be sort of implementation of that through looking at different ways to actually implement that. Could be related to identifying alternatives, doing due diligence on alternatives, making recommendations, so that if you had a desire to say, I'm really interested in a Sustainable Development Goal 6 or 8 or 10 or this theme or this issue area, how do I go about reflecting that? Because that's the mission of my organization. We would essentially guide you through that entire process, and that would be supported by what we call stakeholder consultation and engagement, meaning that most organizations have some governance structure, some decision making, some approvals required to educate, to develop investment policy statements, to identify how to go about doing it, to look at the reporting requirements, to look at what we need to deliver back to that organization to develop and demonstrate progress. So we would essentially navigate and help organizations through that entire journey. 2 years ago, if you then said, okay, I'm ready to invest, how do I go about doing it? We would have said, hey, we can't do that. It's a regulated industry. You have to be a portfolio manager. But as of August of last year, we're now a regulated portfolio manager. Therefore, we can actually go out and invest that money once you're ready to do so. We can make recommendations, we can invest money, and then we can report back as to what your money has been used for, aligned with the Sustainable Development Goals, to show that where you've invested has made a difference and is delivering both social or environmental benefit as well as economic benefit. Because most organizations have a desire to invest for return, but also to do good from a social or environmental standpoint. So now what are we? We are an advisory firm, as well as an investor or a portfolio manager that can take capital, invest it for impact. And I should clarify that the investment that we do is what we call multi-asset class. So it would be private equity, private debt, and public equity as well. So we can invest in the stock market for public equity and public debt, as well as in the private markets for private equity and private debt. And we are just in the throes of finalizing the launch of 2 funds called the Rally Total Impact Fund and the Rally Global Equities Fund. That's a multi-asset solution to investing for impact that picks up all 4 of those areas, public and private, debt and equity. So that's what we do. And our goal is to ultimately move more capital into impact so we solve social or environmental issues and improve lives for the better. That's fundamentally our goal.